Hello everyone, my name is Raghavi Priya, Assistant Professor, Department of Computer Science and Engineering. In this video, you are going to see about the lecture series of Database Management System, Unit 1, Introduction, Topic, Entities, Entity Types, Attributes and Relationships. So let's recall of the previous topic. So what we have seen in the previous lecture video is conceptual data modeling. So it consists of business requirements, understand real world data to design database, then data problems, identify issues in unstructured data, decide what data is important, then identify issues. Then we have seen about entities and relationships. Then conceptual schema, which creates a ER diagram to visualize, serves as blueprint for database. Validation, check model with users and stakeholders, get feedback and refine the design. Then example system. So topics for discussion: understanding real world objects, identifying entity types, designing attributes, establishing relationships, validating entity structure. Example, college management system. So empathize, understanding real world objects. So observe objects in real world system, identify main objects users interact with. Example, student, course, teacher. So the goal is convert real world object into database entity. So define, identifying entity types. So the entity types is divided into strong entity and weak entity. So strong entity is the main entity. The weak entity depends on another entity. So the goal is clear entity classification. So ideate, designing attributes. So simple attributes consist of a single valued attributes. Then we have multi-valued attributes. So attribute is defined using the symbol oval. So prototype, establishing relationships. So we have three types of relationship. One is one-to-one, next one is one-to-many, and third one is many-to-many. So in this example one-to-one, a student has a profile or a student ID. So it has either one relationship between student ID or a profile. So in one-to-many relationship, the teacher ID, teacher course, and has teacher's course. The teacher can teach several courses. So it has a relationship of one-to-many. So next one is many-to-many. So we have entities such as student, courses. So the relationship is enrolls. We have several number of students. We have several number of entity sets, student entity set, and courses. We have several courses. So any student can register in any of the different courses. So it has a many-to-many relationship. So test validating entity structure. So consider this example. We have student entity and course entity. So student entity consists of several attributes such as student ID, name, age, date of birth. Then course entity consists of course ID, title. Then the common relationship is enrolls. So student enrolls in a course. So this is also an example, college management system. So we have three entities: student, course and faculty. So student entity, the relationship is enrolls. So student entity consists of several attributes. So the relationship is enrolls. The students can enroll in several courses. Then faculty can teach us the several courses. So that is the relationship between the faculty and course. So let's summarize. So we have seen about the entity. So entities are the real world objects. So it consists of attributes, and we have seen entity types. One is strong and another one is weak entity, and we have seen about the attributes, single valued, multi-valued and composite attributes. Then we have seen about the relationship, one to one, one to many and many to many relationships. So assessment. So which uniquely identify an entity? So we have options: attribute, key attribute, relationship, entity set. So the right option is key attribute. So next question, relationship between student and course is usually, so we have several student entity and many course entity. So the relationship established here is many to many. So this is few references. Thank you.